I am the question mark. This is Ayrton Senna, Super Monaco GP2. We go again against McLaren and Ayrton Senna. He's beaten me the last two times. I beat him in America. We have probably, this is our last chance to challenge him before somebody else challenges us. So we need to be good today. The problem is, it's Monaco, a race that if I finish, if I even get to the end of the race, is a bit of a miracle. So don't expect huge, great results here and a Senna defeat. I just don't think that's realistic. And I'm not going to. People know where my weak points are, but if you're a first-time watcher of my videos, you'll soon figure out where my weak parts of this course are because I go quiet at the points when I'm going through the difficult turns. Actually, I didn't go quiet that time, so maybe you won't. And we finished there. We did really well. Best lap I've ever done, 45.6 seconds. Qualifying, we're okay, but when there are other cars on the track, we really struggle. Right up behind Senna. I don't mind taking him out, you know. I don't mind taking him out because if he gets taken out at the same time as me, that's fine. Well, we're in the lead. Senna's in second. Got through one of our difficult turns. The next one's not far away. But we're just going to attack this the way we know how. Well, it was the other bit of the course we don't like. And we still lead. Well, it's a miracle. Well, we could be onto something here. Could Monaco go from being my least favourite track to being a bit like Australia, where having sussed out those corners, nobody can touch me. We have the lead. We're only in lap 2, though. I'm very aware that I've got to concentrate very hard through this race, and this is the next bit. And that's the kind of thing that we do to mess ourselves up. But still 1.8 seconds ahead of Senna. Come around to finish another lap. So we still lead. We will build up a lead again through this bit of the track. I'm happy so far. Apologies, this is going to be one of the quietest episodes of this series has ever been because I'm really eager to capitalize on this. And there you saw me try and talk too much and almost crash myself out of the race. And now Senna's right up behind me again. We stayed in front of him. Let's just go away from him again around this part of the track. Start to build that lead that he can't stop. Behind him again, damn it. So Senna's overtaken me, and I do fear that having squandered that really big lead, we're now in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I can't build up enough time on him over the other parts of the track to keep that big a lead on him. I'd still be delighted with second, you know, even though that would mean we'd lose to our rival, and obviously lose ground on Senna in the championship. But even that's looking doubtful now. As you can see, third place in my mirrors. Well, it was all looking so good, and now it's starting to go wrong. Final lap. We aren't going to catch Senna. Let's just console ourselves. We're trying to get second here. Holding off him. That wasn't Senna. That was a back marker. Down to third. I still be delighted with third, you know. He's only there. We can overtake him again. It's just whether we can stay in front of him. That's the tricky part. We got down to third. Well, we're going to be third. I'm going to take it. I'm very happy with that. Best time we've ever done. 48 second lap as well. Very good. That'll do me. Third in the championship with 18 points. Senna's not miles and miles away like he could be. They're still reasonably happy with me, or at least happy enough to not kind of properly have a go at me. And we go to Canada. We've got past Monaco and Best Waller challenging me. So Benetton, Michael Schumacher is coming up against me. He's not doing that well so far this season. 7 points. And I like Canada. We can do this. We can win in Canada, get ourselves back in the championship, get ourselves some serious points. And get a win against our rival, crucially, for this race. Because Senna's beaten me 3 times in a row now, and that's opened the door to others to challenge me. But yeah, we've been successful in Canada before. We know we can win this race. Just got to do it now. And there we are, pole position, 44.03 seconds. Not even the best lap I've ever done around this track. And even better than that, the Benetton's in second. And that's better because he will not sustain second place. But what it does mean is the nearest competitor to me at this point in the race is somebody who won't end up being the nearest competitor to me, if that makes any sense. It felt like a positive. It may not have been a positive in the end, but we are in the lead. We've got what we wanted from the start of that race, which is first position. We now need just to carry this home. Just don't do anything silly, and we will win the Canadian Grand Prix. And as I said, get ourselves back in the championship hunt. We can also hope that Senna doesn't finish second. He probably will, but let's just hope he doesn't. Perfectly taken. Absolutely perfectly taken that time. There's that one corner immediately after the start finish line, not immediately after, I think it's the second one after the start finish line, that just takes me a little wide for my own liking. That one also does the same, but there's no barriers to hit, which could take you out of the race, so it's not such a problem. But yeah, the one at the beginning of the lap is a problem. But took it absolutely perfectly again. So going way away from everybody else. Very happy with this. Oh, I felt more pressure today than I have felt previously. I think it's because we're actually going in for the championship now, and that is kind of the challenge now is can we win the championship? It's no longer any good just getting points or being high up in the table. We've got to try and win it. Otherwise, there's nowhere to progress, and this series kind of goes nowhere. Kind of feel like if I don't win the championship at some point, then this series is both a failure and also in terms of just as an entertainment spectacle, not that it's particularly a spectacle, but of any kind of spectacle, it's got to end on a happy ending, right? So we want that championship. And that's why possibly I'm going to be a bit more quiet during these videos. Still lead, 2 laps left, long, long way ahead of our rival. And that was an example where I just went a bit wide, a bit too wide, but it's all good. Come through it unscathed. We are soon going to be catching up with the back of the field to lap some drivers at the back of the field. And that's fine. Although I do have a tendency to hit other cars when they're on the track, so that's got to be a danger as well, especially here where you never know where you're going to come out. Anyway, final lap. So reasonably comfortable. Went a bit wide again on that one. It doesn't usually take me out. It can do when it's raining. And so can that corner sometimes as well if I'm not paying attention. I'm not in the right position. But yeah, in the lead, got past all the main dangerous points for me in terms of at least saying in the race. 21 seconds clear of Senna, or whoever. No, sorry, 21 seconds clear of the rival, not Senna. Don't know where second place is, but it's a victory. Second of the season, one in America and in Canada. 10 points from that race, and we are now just 8 behind Senna. Jones in third. Williams should be hopefully happy with me after that one. Keep up the good work, they say. Not very original. It'd be nice for them to come up with something different once in a while. So the Mexican GP, and we have once again Benetton challenging me. I'm happy with that. I'm comfortable with that. I think I can beat them in Mexico. I've had some trouble in Mexico so far, and I want this to be better. So let's see how this goes then. I'm all right at this, but in in one of the seasons, and possibly more than one of the seasons that I've played through this game, I've crashed out on this course, and it shouldn't be a problem. A place where I've crashed out shouldn't be a problem for me. It's just I've not been aware to the fact that the corner that is a trouble for me is coming up. I was on this lap, which was good to see, but in the race, when you're trying to avoid other cars as well, it's a lot harder to do, and you're kind of trying to thread a needle almost between not hitting the car, but also not going out of the race. Fifth place qualifying. I think we've equalled our best lap there. And there's the Benetton in third. So I'm confident of beating them. We're up into third early on, so already past him. He's down to sixth. Had a really poor start, actually, as Schumacher. Now he's right behind me, but I've held him up. So that's what you want to do, really. I'm not going to be unhappy with that. That's fine. Sixth place, up into fifth. I mean, obviously, I have to maximize the points I get because we are still in the championship hunt and we want to continue to do that. But the first order of business is to prevent our rival beating us, especially as in a slower car. Up into fourth. And we're going up into third as well now. So we've done pretty well since the start of the race. Second place just ahead of us. And we are now in second, and there is the leader. It might be Senna, it might be someone else. We've just got ourselves slowed down a bit there, which means we've lost some ground again. This is going to be the challenge now. Can we get anywhere near the leader? Probably not, but we'll see. We'll do our best. Best lap we've ever done there, 37.93. So on course to have a good performance here. There he is again. Just about see him in the distance. Right, we've really closed on him now. So we know where we are faster than the leader, whoever they are. We also know that this part of the track we're going to be slower than them on. But if we can get close to them on the next lap, then use the slipstream to help us go a bit faster. We might be able to pull this off. 3 laps to go as well, so plenty of time. 7 seconds ahead of the Benetton. Not worried about them. This is only going to be my own fault now if I don't get out of this what I want to get out of it. Okay, that was a necessary evil that time, because if I hadn't gone into the back of him, I had to go around the outside and could have crashed out. So the leader might have got away from us. That might have ended our hopes of winning this race, but it has ensured that we're not in a place where we could crash out of the race, at least for this lap. 2 laps to go. The leader's not masses of time ahead of us. Could still be a possibility here if we can. I mean, we got him in our sights again. We can do this. We could definitely do this. I just need to get a good run at them. That was better through that section. Keeping the speed as high as I can. And we go around this corner. He's just there. We're on the last lap. We can do this. Just got to try and keep in his slipstream as best we can. We're kind of. It feels like there's a thread between us that we are trying to hope doesn't break. And it didn't break enough. Oh no, this is not where I want to be. I had to do that. We were in the place which could have had a crash out if I made a mistake, and I couldn't change course on that bit. So we are going to finish second. It's still a good result. We've still beaten our rival, but I'm almost certain that's going to end up being Senna ahead of us, who we haven't beaten, and he's going to increase his lead in the championship to 12 points by the end of this episode. No, it wasn't. It was Jones, and Senna didn't even finish in the points. That is massive. So we're just a point behind Senna. No, Jones is a point behind Senna. We're 2 points behind Senna. But Jones winning that was actually a really big deal. Senna not doing well at all. Williams are happy. Mexico is finished, and so is this episode. Thank you very much for watching. The championship couldn't be tighter. We are absolutely banging the title race, and France is a pretty good place for us. So next time we've got France, Great Britain, and Germany to go. So it could be a massive episode next time. Make sure you tune in. In the meantime, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll catch you when we return.